Hi, this is Tina with Rehash Designs. Hope everybody's doing well. Today I'm going to just do a continuation of filling our journal and decorating it. So this is, I guess, a part 3. So if you guys want to hang out and craft with me, that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I hope everybody's doing well. And getting a little crafting time in. I thought for today we'd do something a little different, so you don't have to keep watching me do the same things. We did basically stamping and stenciling before, so I guess I'll finish the rest of that on my own, but I thought probably we could try and do a few different things in the journal. I have a few spots in here that I want to add things to throughout the journal and make a few things for. So I thought maybe you guys might want to do that. First off, I have these bags that I put in here, and at first I wasn't going to decorate them at all because I honestly absolutely love the coffee dyeing in them. But I think I am going to do just a little bit to them. And this, I'm going to make something for here. I wasn't going to put anything on here, so I just kind of put that in there to hold its spot. But I have a few of these, and like I said, I love the coffee dyeing, and I wasn't going to do anything. But I think I am going to decorate them, so I thought maybe we could do a little bit of that, and it's nothing new or exciting, but I thought maybe you might want to just craft with me, and we'll do that. Alright, so what I'm going to do on these, where did we go? Since I've already, and see, this is another reason why you probably don't want to necessarily put your pages in there. I have also a couple of other things that I want to do, kind of the same thing to put on here. Let me see, what did I do with those? Yeah, they're up here. So I might decorate those too. I just, like I said, I really love the coffee dyeing on these, but I think I figured out a way not to cover it all up and still do something to it. I mean, I like the way they look, just the way they are, but I am going to add a few things. Okay, so first off, I'm going to, I won't use those yet. I'm going to do these first because they'll be the easiest because they're not in the book. So what I'm going to use is, I just have some leftover pieces of tissue paper and some napkins and things like that, and I'm going to just kind of look at that and see what I have, because I really don't want to cover the whole thing, because like I said, I love the coffee dyeing in there, but I want to just take out a few, and these are all kind of, a lot of them are already cut up stuff, so I can maybe find some pieces on there that I like and maybe just do that. So let me put those aside. Like, okay, for instance, this, I could put just a little bit, just a little part of that on here. And that way you can still see a lot of the coffee dyeing. So I've got my napkin. This one's already separated. And I'm going to be using Liquitex Matte Gel. You can definitely use Mod Podge for this, or any kind of white glue. What did I do with that brush that I was going to use? I'll use this brush. Hope I didn't ruin that. Okay. And then where's my other brush that I wanted to use? Okay, so I've got a couple brushes. I think I'll use this one. I kind of like this one. This is a makeup brush that I got from the dollar store, and I like it because it's really soft. It works really well with that. And then where is my little water deal? Oh gosh. Here we go. Yeah, I guess we have enough water in there to make it work. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this little portion out because I don't want the whole thing covered. And this is just one of those little water pens that you get. I think I got this with some watercolor markers that I really need to use a whole lot more. That's just, you know, the other day I was going through some stuff and I was just thinking of all the things that I have, and you get kind of in a rut and you don't use them all. And I really want to just get them out and start playing with them and just coming up with different ways to use things. So I think that's going to be my next series, getting out all the stuff that we haven't used. You know, and I realize not everybody has the same stuff, but we all have stuff sitting around that we haven't used, and I just need to use them more. So anyway, when you go around the napkins, if you don't know this, with water, it makes it a lot easier to pull them out. So this way, a majority of the coffee dye is still there, and I think it will look really pretty. So let me do that. And I'm not doing anything super special to this. This is all I'm just going to take some Mod Podge or glue or matte gel medium, whatever it is you're using, and put it down. And this is not any new exciting way of doing it, so I'm just going to lay it down, and then got a little extra piece there, but that's okay. It'll be alright. And I don't mind the little wrinkles in them. I don't want them super wrinkled, but I actually like how that looks. So anyway, I'm going to put that down. And it will dry very quickly. That's one reason I like using this. It's a lot more expensive than, you know, just the Mod Podge you can. Well, I don't know. Mod Podge isn't cheap either, but I buy mine at the dollar store in little containers. So, but I think it dries. Even the matte on the Mod Podge, I think, is a little bit shinier than this. So I like this because it's a little bit more matte. And anyway, so that'll dry fairly quickly, and look at that. So we still have all of our cool coffee dyeing, and we've decorated the bag. So I'm going to do another one. Don't know what I'm going to do on this one. You know, and I want something kind of small because I don't necessarily want to do anything big on there. Let me see. How about maybe some butterflies? It's one thing too, I have been meaning to go to Tuesday morning because the one thing I want to do is get a few more napkins. So I definitely need to make a trip. The flowers on this are kind of big. Maybe I can go down here. Well, let's kind of cut that one off. Maybe I'll do this. Let's see how it looks. We'll just see how it looks. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So take that. Let the rest of that go. When it's dark, sometimes you can't really see where you went. Alright, so let me pull that out. It may be too big for that napkin. I don't want anything really huge in there because I want to be able to see a lot of the bag. And if you don't want to rip the other part, put your thumb or your finger underneath the part you don't want to rip and then pull, and then that keeps it from ripping. Alright, let's see how this goes. It might be alright. Oop, I just took the other thing with me. Where did the bag go? Okay. This might be alright. See how that has that cool coffee dyeing in there? I'm trying not to cover that up. So Oh yeah, I think that'll work. I think that'll work just fine. Just going to put it right about there. Alright, oops, don't blow away. My air conditioner just kicked on. We have starting to have our hot weather already, and boy, I'm not ready for that. It just seems like here it just goes from spring lasts about 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it's summer for like 3 or 4 months. So I actually don't want it to cover that much of that. So let's just kind of go, yeah, that's a little better. So I just put enough to get it down, and then I'll go over it. So anyway, so I think that'll look okay. I don't like that brown over there that much though. Oh well, it's a little late for that. It'll be alright. It'll be okay. So that's 2. And I'm just kind of... The good thing about this really soft makeup brush is it won't tear the napkin. So, yeah, there we go. And if you go over it enough, it'll keep it from being, and like I said, the wrinkles don't really bother me. I'm not trying to make it perfect. Okay, so there's that. So we've done these 2, and I'm going to put those aside to dry. Where am I going to put them? I'll put them over here so they don't keep blowing everywhere. And then I'm going to take my journal, and you know, like I said, there are advantages to not putting the pages together, because then you can decide what you want and then pull them out. But I do it this way and it works out okay. Is that the first one? Okay, so I have a bag here that I kind of want to decorate, so I'm going to go ahead and put this here, and I'm not going to do both sides. I'm just going to do this one. And mainly I don't like that line there, so I'm going to probably take a little bit of this, and do I have any on there? Yeah, I'm going to kind of go like that and try and get rid of some of it and blend it a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to take something to put in here. I'm not going to put anything, I think, on this side. I'm just going to do the one, I think. And this is the cutting mat things that you can get from the dollar store. I use these all the time, and that's one of the things I do is I'll use them for stuff like this, inking, anything like that. They work really well for that. Plus they're very washable. So okay, I don't think this one's separated. Do I have another one like this that's already separated? Maybe, maybe not. Oh no, I don't. Okay, well, that's all right. I'm going to go ahead and use this one on here. And let me get my tape. And I'm going to take this in the middle and try and separate them. Usually there's 3 layers. I save these white layers because I do stuff with them, and we'll do a video on that. It's really cool. It really works great to make texture on things. So get another piece. So we've gotten 1 layer off. And get the next one. The second one's usually harder than the first one, but I've never found them to be too hard. Okay, there we go. So that's it. We got that off. Might as well put that in my little texture bag. Okay. So, let me move that aside for a second. Oh, all my napkins are blowing everywhere because of my air conditioner turning on. I'll move those over. I don't really want the Paris part in there. I think I'm just going to take this flower part here and see what I can get out of that. This is going to be interesting. I may not like this when I get done. It may be too boring. But I think I'm going to layer it up with some other pieces. Yeah, I'm definitely needing some new napkins. So I've got to go and load up. I've got that. And I really want... See, these are not whole flowers. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out... a portion of this and overlap it with that. And I don't want the straight edge on there, so I'm going to have to do something with that. If you have straight edges, they don't blend well and you can see them. So you really want to kind of pull those off of there. Okay, that's not pulling at all. I must not put any water over there. Okay, so let's go back to where I put that. And I think what I'm going to do is try and overlap these so it looks like... No, you know what? I'm going to tear that in half and then go like this. See, I love the coffee dyeing in this too. That's why I wasn't originally going to do anything with it, but I think I'll do that. I'm going to do that. That'll look good. Okay. Yeah. So let me put this one down first. Get it just kind of stuck down so I can position the rest. Anyway, I thought this would be kind of fun. Put a little bit of glue over here. I think I really probably should have put that higher up. So, put that there. I don't know, I may not put the other flower in there now unless I put it over here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. Looks good enough. And now I've overlapped it, so I'm going to make sure I have glue down there. And then I'm going to go like that. And because it's white behind there, it'll overlap pretty easily. Okay, that's kind of folded, so anyway. So that'll look good, I think. A little bit more glue. Get that piece off of there. It doesn't go to anything, it's just kind of sitting there. Oops, that's kind of what is going on there. It tore a little bit. Oh well, that's okay. That's alright, it'll still blend in. Okay. So I am just going to put this. Oh, we got a spot down there I did not get. Make sure I get all the ends good. I don't know if I did that. Okay, so I'm going to put that over here to let it dry a little bit. And then I'm going to see, I have a few others that I want to do, but I'm not going to keep doing the same thing. I'm going to give you guys a taste of some other things. So anyway, that's how I would do it in the bag. I mean in the journal when it's already done. So let me see if there's another one in here that I wanted to do. I'll do one more of these so you guys can see me do it, and then I'm going to go ahead and start on the next thing that I'm going to do. I really like this. Kind of trying to pay attention to what it's next to, just to kind of get an idea of, oh, I think I'll do that. I'll do that. Let me see. Yeah, that would be pretty. Okay. Let me move this aside for a second. So that goes like that. Or I'm sorry, like that. See if I can get that out. And I'll tell you, if you've not used, you can just use a paintbrush, a wet paintbrush to do this. But if you've never done it this way and you've just torn out your napkin, I'm telling you, this is so much easier to do it this way. Okay, so try not to rip the bird too much. Doesn't look like I came down here very far. It just tears away so easy, and honestly, it is much easier to do it like this. Ooh, 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 I'm trying not to rip the bird. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do this one, and I kind of don't want to do it over here. I want to do it on this end, although I like this better. But like I said, you'll still be able to see a lot of it. That's kind of why I wanted to do it like that. Now, you could add some color to this to kind of make it blend more, but I'm not going to do it on these. I am going to do it on some other things, but I wanted to make this fairly simple. Just add a little bit to it and still be able to see the coffee dyeing. And I already put like a little bit down just to keep it down. Now I'm going to go over it again. And I don't worry about getting all these other little pieces perfect, or, I mean, I don't really, that's just not something I'm too concerned about it, or part of a word or whatever. I just kind of put it on there because it does tend to look good. And then later on you can kind of ink it if you want to blend it more. But I wait until it's all dry and then kind of see how it looks. Get that smoothed out a little bit more. I just want to make sure I get all the ends down good. Put a little bit more glue on there. It just seems like it's not coming down good. Alright, so I got that. And there are more in here I'm going to do, but I'm only going to do, like, you know, just like the stamping. I'm not going to just do it over and over again because, I mean, I'm sure you get the gist of it. So let me put this in some water because your brushes will get yucky. Okay, so where's my little thingamabob here? So I'll just put that in there and it'll dry. Okay, so now what I want to do is I had a couple spots in here, like here, that I wanted to add an envelope to. I'm not sure which side either. So I wanted to add one here, but I want to add it and have some of this green in it with the turquoisey. And I had this napkin I thought would work really well here, so I'm going to try that. So anyway, let me move this over. And of course this is our junk mail. And of course this one is not separated, so You know, I don't know. Would that look better? It is kind of pastel-y. Is that one separated? I'm looking for one that's already separated so I don't have to. You know what? I'm going to maybe do something else. I think rather than use the napkins on this, I might do something else. Just to kind of change it up a little. Let me get these aside, because they are going to keep blowing around. Excuse my voice. Let me move that over here for a little bit. Okay. I think what I'm going to do on this, go ahead and cut this because it's obviously too big. And of course I cut it crooked. And then I'm going to kind of straighten this out a little bit. And I know I cut that crooked too. I could have just put it in my trimmer. Alright, anyway, I cut that down a little bit, and what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to, you know, it's the same, you could use napkins for this, but I have this, this 10-hole collage paper, and it's really just tissue paper. And I think I'm going to use that because it's a little bit easier to do it on this with that. But I don't know, it's going to cut out all of that. I don't know. You won't be able to see much of that one. Maybe I use a different pattern. I might use a different pattern for that one that doesn't have as much. Put this side down and do that. Yeah, that might be better. Or let me see, I've got another one that I'm going to put these back in there because they're going to end up being all over the place. See, what was the other one that I had? I've got that turquoise in there, and I'm thinking about that as my issue. So I may end up going back to what I was going to do in the beginning, just because I'm not really finding anything. This does have a lot of green, turquoisey green in it, but let's see. I know I have other ones. Let's see. That's a map. It doesn't really go. This I don't think is going to go with that. Let me see if this has any color in it at all. Has a lot of green. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and use this, but I'm going to do this, because then you can have these birds on there. It's going to have words in it. But I think I'm just going to tear the pieces that I want on there. Now the thing is, this is tissue paper, and you can see through it with the words and everything. So I'm going to have to do something first. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, it's a turquoisey blue, and I'm going to take some of my Distress ink. Let's see if I can find the right color. I may have to mix a few. I think that would work with a little of the blue. Now that's Distress Oxide and this is Distress Ink, but I use them both pretty much for the same. Maybe the green there. I think I have a small, cracked pistachio here. Let me try that. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I am just going to take Let me move that out of the way. I'm going to take a little bit of my Distress ink and go up and down all. Well, that's not working good. You're still going to be able to see the words, but anyway. I'm really going to have to disguise it. Where did my gesso go? Oh, here it is. Okay. I'm going to take some gesso. Where'd my gesso brush go? I'm just going to take some gesso and go over that first. And it dries really quick, so that way it'll disguise it. So I'm just going to go over those words. And it can be very transparent, so you kind of have to, let's see, like some of that needs to go over it again. I may have to hit it a couple times. And this stuff does dry really quick, so you know, I had people asking about using paint, and you can use paint, but it's just gesso has different properties, so I used to use paint, and then I decided to break down and buy gesso, and it's like I'm not going back. It's just completely different. So okay, so anyway, I'm still going to do what I was going to do because I want a little bit of color behind there. Looking for my top. So I did that, and let me hit it with my heat gun just a tiny bit. Where did my heat gun go? Oh, it got all tangled up over here. All right, let me get that. Okay, let me just hit it real quick. I just melted my envelope. Well, I guess I won't be using that. Yeah, well. See, don't do that. Let me see if I can pop that out. Well, I'll just take another envelope. It'd be easier to do that. I've got a bunch, so it's not a big deal. I'll just use this one, and I like it's a little wider. So there you go. What not to do is get your heat gun too close to your envelope. Ooh, I think I actually cut that one a little bit better. Well, this has a bigger window too. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Now that side's crooked. I'm telling you. Why didn't I just put it in my cutter? Yeah, that's way better. Okay, so don't put it too close to your heat gun. I just really wasn't. I know I've done that before, so it's like I know better. So I'm just going to do this real quick. On this one, we just have this one part right here. But that's going to take a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do my other envelope I was going to do. Might as well do them both at the same time and then dry them. Oh, it's too thick right there. Okay, let me put that aside. Where'd my other envelope go? I had it in here. Where did it go? No. It's in the second signature, but I don't know where I put it. I could swear I put it in there. Might be toward the back. So anyway, well, maybe not. I don't know where it went to. Maybe I put it somewhere. All right, let me get another one real quick. We'll do that. So I decided to do a different envelope just because I wanted one that was a little wider, and I think I'm going to do something different with this. But I decided I'm not going to use both sides, so I think I'm going to go ahead and cut that. I'm just going to use this one side. And of course, I did not cut it straight again. That's okay. We can cut it again later. I've got to start putting this stuff in my trimmers because I cannot cut straight. Alright, so that's close enough. A little bit shorter though. And I went ahead and gessoed these up. So they're ready to go. So this is the one we're going to use. And then here's another one. Now on this one it's not opened up, so I may open it up. Because I do want to do the inside. I'm trying to think how I want this to. I may not open that up. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do this one first. But because I opened it up and I want something in the background, I am going to put a background something in there. So I don't know what paper. I might just put I'm not sure if I want to tear these up or not. Let me see. I think what I'm going to do is just put one of these papers in there that are pretty neutral. And then that way I can kind of decide as I go. I mean, you can leave it with just the blue, but let me see. I'm going to glue that down and then cut it. And these are just papers that I bought that are made to look old. But I like to use these as background papers and stuff. And I will put them in journals sometimes. And they're even good to make print things on if you want them to look kind of old. So, I don't know. I mean, it works for me. So, I mean, that stuff kind of looks good. Okay, now I am going to be gluing these down, so I'm not too worried. I'm not doing anything on the back. Alright, so that kind of helps me out a little bit. Of course, it's incredibly crooked, but I am going to be covering all this up, so I don't think it's going to show. Okay, there we go. So I'll do the other one when I get to it. That's still wet. So that is going to be, got some gesso on there, that's not good. All that work, and then I got gesso on it. There we go. Take some of it off of here, it's all dry though. Okay, so now what I want to do on this is I'm probably, let me get the other one too. I'm going to take this, and on this one I don't think I'm going to pull it apart because I actually want to put something in from the top. So I think what I'm going to do, is that one the right side? Yeah, that, well, it's cut already though. Okay, it doesn't care if it's perfect. I just wanted to get it in there. That's going to be, that's pretty close. See if it'll fit in there. Yep, I think it will. Oh, look at that. Pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of glue the top of that down so it won't catch on anything. A little bit. It doesn't have to be perfectly, but okay, so that's down and that's down. And I'm going to go ahead and work on this one first. So I am going to actually, I don't know if I'm going to use that on there. I do. I think I don't want it white still. All right. I think I'm going to just take some of this color and kind of go across here so it's peeking through. Let me put something down here. Find a small piece of paper somewhere. Yeah, that's perfect. I just don't. And all I'm doing is just putting some color down behind it, because once you put your glue on that, you'll be able to see right through it, and I just want a little bit more color. Yeah, it didn't take much to melt that envelope, but that's okay. I kind of want a whiter one anyway. I have an idea of a tag that's already made that I'm going to put in there. So, alright, I don't know if I want to add any other color to that one. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to just take this and go take pieces of it and do the same thing I did with the napkin. Now this is a little bit harder to tear than the napkin, but it's not that much harder. So, and I'm going to just take it and I'm going to put pieces, just collaging it on there. And I'm not necessarily trying to keep the whole square perfect. I'm going to overlap it a little bit. You know, it's not going to be perfect on there, but I want to keep most of it open. And that way, if I don't fill in all the spots, you know, actually I think I want to put some vintage photo on there too, just to kind of blend it a little better. It's very white behind there. So if I just take that and go over this, yeah. I could add more color to it. Maybe I will. I don't know. So let's see. Just kind of going over it just to kind of blend it. I don't know. Let me look. I have another kind of a yellow color that might look good on there. Let me see how this looks first. Where'd that small little piece of paper go? Just so I can not get it on there. Anyway, it's just kind of white, a little bit too white behind there. And I know some of it's going to show through, so I don't want it to. Boy, my air conditioner just keeps coming on, you know, like constantly, so it's blowing everything around. That's still kind of white over there. Yeah, that looks a lot better. And you know, I'm not sure. Let me look and see if that other color, Wild Honey, that's what it's called. I love this color, but we'll see. And then I have Fossiled Amber. Maybe Fossiled Amber. It's a little bit darker. I don't want it too bright, because we shall see. I bought these and I love using these little ones, and I actually like the little ones, so oh well, come on, I don't want the harsh edges there. Here we go. Yeah, I think this one's a little bit too dark. I probably should have used the other one. That's okay. Let me see what this looks like with it. Yeah, I don't know. See, that's too, I don't know. We shall see. Hopefully it looks good when we put all the colors together. We'll see. We'll see, guys. Put a little bit, can't get it undone. A little bit more green in there again. Anyway, I'm just putting a background on there so because you're not going to be able to, you know, cover the whole thing. My big thing is covering all the white spots. Okay, so now let's go back again. I lost my little birdie. So now, I don't know. I don't know if two of these would fit on there. I could put the nest part on there. On the top part. How much of that would fit? The bird certainly won't. Alright, let me try it. And then we'll put the other bird down on the bottom. My water's not coming in. You do have to put a little bit more water on the tissue paper. This tissue paper has kind of like a, I wouldn't say it's a finish, but it's a little bit shinier and a little bit more water repellent. So it takes a little bit more water than the napkin. The napkin doesn't take much. So I really wanted to use these, so okay. I want it to hang down, but not that much, so I'm going to take a little bit off. Alright, let's see how that goes. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Okay, so I'm taking forever to make up my mind, but it really does take me forever. Alright, where'd my brush go? So I am going to put a little bit of that down. Try not to get too much glue on here. Just put that right here. Put that bird's nest. And like I said, I do want them to overlap a little, but not a lot, because what happens is you'll lose too much of your window if you do that. But okay, so that's down. And then over there, and I do want that glued down, but I don't want to put a bunch of glue on there, so I mean you can wipe it off, but it's just better not to get a ton on there to begin with. Okay, so maybe I'll put this bird over here. So that means I have to cut all that off. Try not to get his tail off. Okay, that's perfect for right there. We're going to put it right over here. And that will go over here. And I'm not going to worry about pieces that are coming off the side like that, because I do want to take a little bit of this off here though. Hopefully I can do it with my finger. It has a little bit too much white in there. There we go, that's better. so it'll blend in a little bit better. Okay, so then I probably want to take more pieces, a different bird. I'm not going to be able to fit much over here. So let's see. I might be able, it's not going to put very much. Could get that one maybe over there. I'm trying to get at least one more bird in there. We'll see what I can do. And then I'll probably put a few other little pieces here and there. Yeah, I know all that isn't going to fit, so let me get some of that off of there. Alright, let me see if I can fit this little birdie in there. Okay, I might be able to get it over here. Yeah, like right here. So let me do that. Got a little hair in there. So I'm going to put this one over here. And it does overlap a little bit, that's fine. You want that a little bit. Like I said, I'll cut off the extra pieces later. And then I don't know if I can get any, let me find the other piece that goes with this. Where did it go? I thought there was a piece already out. Nope. Where did it go? There it is. I'm just looking to see if there's any other little pieces I can put in there. No, but I am going to take, I don't think this bird will fit there. That's the same. No, it might. It might. Let me try it. We shall try it. Let's see. I might be able to get it over here. Does that look better over there? It might. Yeah, it does. Okay. Not too much of it is coming off. I'm going to have to tilt it the other direction. I don't want his head falling off. Yeah, I think that's good. That's about probably the best I'm going to be able to do on that guy. So that'll be okay. And then that's going to overlap a little, so I'm going to have to put a little glue on there. Now I will say the tissue paper is less fragile than the napkin. That's kind of why I like to use it for this better, because you've got a little bit of play with it. Okay, so I'm going to put a few more things on there. Now what I'm doing with this is I'm just going to put pieces of this down and overlap it a little bit. And I know it's not, you know, it's not on there straight, but I'll cut it off later. I'm going to put that right above this. So it's going to cover this a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Oop, it's on his head too much. Let me move that up. I'll just cut it. I don't want it to cover the bird. Just a little bit. I don't want to take too much. There we go. That's perfect. Put that down. Okay. And then put a little bit of glue right here. And so see how we're kind of covering around there, but we're still kind of keeping the shape. So we need a lot more going on down there. I am going to use part of this. I think would be good right here. Ouch. Oh, let's see. I think we can get that up there pretty high. So I'm just kind of patching it in and using the same paper, but I'm just taking it in little bits. And I don't really care about the back. I'll just flip that down like that. Okay. And I definitely want something across there. Let's see if I can fit that. I don't know if it'll fit. I'll try it. We'll see. Try and get that on there. I don't know how much of it will fit. We shall see. Alright, so let's see if I try going here and then go maybe a little bit more this way. I really want to get most of this on. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Great, great, great. Okay. So, put a little bit of glue under here. Okay. Where'd my thing go? Alright, and then I want to put a little bit right here. So, let's see what I've got left on here. Okay. Do we want to put some greenery up there? I think I'm going to take this little piece right here and cut that down. And I just want to put something right here. So I don't know. I don't want to cover the bird, so I got to be careful and make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's probably about right there. So anyway, put some glue down, put it around the back. Alright, so now I just want to put something in that little corner because I think it's a little bit too vacant. You don't have to cover all of it, but I just want it to look a little bit more cohesive. So, I don't know, I think take this I'm going to put it in that corner, just right over here. Let's see what I can do right here. No, I really want it to go that way. Okay. I can tear off part of that. I don't want to tear too much. I think I'm going to cut it a little bit first. And it can go around the back. Okay, I think I'm done. I might put a tiny bit right there. I don't know what though. Just maybe a little bit of this branch would work. Let me just put that right there. All right. All right, so then I think I'm pretty much done with that. So that worked. Only thing is I want to make sure I cut this off the top so I can still get in my envelope. And I can trim that up a little bit later when it's dry. Usually on tissue paper or napkins, I usually file it. But I don't know, we'll see. Okay. So anyway, guys, that is pretty much it on that one. Let me see how we're doing on time, and we'll see if we have time for the next one. But anyway, that will fit on a page, and then you'll just put your tag in there. And it's kind of cool, I think. They turn out kind of neat. Again, you can do the same thing with a napkin. It does the same thing. But I have these, so, you know, I thought this would be something different. Oh, there's more glue on there than what I want. So let me get some of that off of there. Alright. Anyway, guys, so that's that. I don't know if I'll have time to do the next one. Let me check real quick. We're just about out of time. I'll go ahead and I'm going to finish out the next one. And I'm going to do basically the same thing with this. Probably just with a different paper. And then the next time I come back, we'll do some other thing, you know, that I put in the journal. So, and I think maybe next time, let's see, what else do we have left to do? We'll do a couple other little things, and then we should be able to get the journal put together after that. So anyway, guys, hopefully we'll be done in maybe one, let's get real, probably 2 more videos. Okay, so we'll see you again soon.